Loops Part 1 While Loop. In this lesson I will show you a very simple use of a loop. What a loop basically does is run a block of code for a certain amount of times. Instead of you writing that code, let's say 10 times, you just write it once inside the loop and it will run it for let's say 10 times or until a condition is met. In this lesson we will just create a loop that outputs to the console numbers from 0 to 9. Basically runs 10 times. Let's do it. We will start by creating an int I that is equals to 0. This will be what is called an iterator. It will count the times the loop runs. When it will be equals 10, the loop will stop. A while loop looks like this. You write while with parentheses and curly brackets. Inside the parentheses we have the loop's condition. While I is smaller than 10. Do whatever is inside the curly brackets. We'll write s.o to output I. But this loop will run forever because I doesn't change, it stays 0. So it goes here. Y is less than 10, yes, so do this. And then it does this again and again. We can fix this simply by writing I plus plus. What this will do is every time the loop runs, I will be incremented by 1. At the start it will be 0, but once it runs for the first time it will be I will be equals to 1, and then it will run again and I is equals to 1 is smaller than 10, and it will go up. Let's say the second time I will be equal to 2, and then 3 and 4, and when it reaches 11 is smaller than 10, no, so the loop will stop running. Let's run it and see it in action. You see, it runs from 0 to 9, which is 10 numbers. It runs 10 times basically. Let's go over it again. Here we have our loop counter, our iterator. We put it inside the condition and check if it's smaller than 10. What the loop does, the block of code it runs, is these two lines. The first one just outputs the I, so we can see it in the console, and the second one increments I. So as we said, at the first time the loop runs, I will be equals 0, the second time it will be equals 1, third time 2, because in programming, or at least in our case, we are starting to count from 0. So after 10 times the loop run, I will be equals to 11 and it will stop, because it will only run while I is less than 10. And that's it. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson we will do the same, but with a for loop. If you didn't understand anything, please use the Q&A or contact me. It's better to use the Q&A. That's it for this lesson.